I'm especially proud and happy. For my pride and happiness is just behind you. This is MD Sir's first work. It was the culmination of many years of his dream, passion and vision. As a child, I have seen his passion, and I don't know if any day will be able to equal the passion he had for this system and the subject. Be it in the journals of those days like Lancet or today's Google, there's always been a debate on public forum about how homeopathy works. But we have never been, sadly enough, we've never been able to prove the modus operandi of homeopathy as today's science demands. How much ever they ask us, we only have the cures and the miraculous relief that we provide. Yes, we do have that. All of us would have seen it as patients, as doctors, from our colleagues, from our senior doctors, we would have seen miraculous cures happening. But at the end of the day, that is what they were, miracles. They were not cures as science accepted it. We knew they were happening, but we were not, even today, we are not able to prove it. This was what Earth originated our founder from the beginning, because this is a science that he wanted and all of us want to reach each and every nook and corner of the world for the people to benefit. But without proving it, without science accepting it, he won't be able to achieve it. So that is what he wanted to do. I think he dedicated around 20-25 years, the last 25 years of his life only to prove homeopathy. And I have seen him reading simple books like 12th standard physics and chemistry books, very complicated electrical books to understand human body from the point of electricity, because our medicine also works through nerves. So there is some electricity going on obviously in our body, that's how the neurons transmit energy. So these medicines which act through nerves have to also kindle the electricity within us. That was his theory as I understood it, and he worked too hard to prove it. And this book was the culmination of around 10 to 15 years of his work. This is the first book. I'm so happy that our students and our Alphonse sir have taken the pain and the time to go through it. Even I don't know if I have spent so much time on this, but I'm so happy that the country already started and also thank all our teachers, to the students, gone through this book and then made an effort to put it on this podium. Like I said, I'm very, very proud to be here and thank you all. All the best. The first 13 chapters are being presented today. All the best.
Good morning to all. I am Vivek Suryaganesen from 3rd PHFS, here to shed some light on the book written by our founder sir, Engineer P.K. Arnavan, about human homeopathy. Here he tries to make us understand the simplicity of homeopathy. Actually, it is very simple, but the words like vital force, principle, and every other thing will complicate our thinking process, but it is very simple. So let us get to the book. So he says that homeopathy is the system which deals with the functional state of the body, that is the physiology. It does not deal with the pathology of the body, it deals with the physiology of the body, and it deals through energy, not the pathological aspect like cellular level or basis. It deals through energy, because our medicines are also a form of energy which is transmitted from outside the body to inside the body through the vehicle and stuff, you know that. But this is a system which deals with physiology. Then the current society needs scientific evidence. As ma'am said, we don't have the proper evidence to prove it till now, but he has tried to implement these scientific laws into proving homeopathy. So what are the tests for proving? That is clinical tests to show the homeopathy works. Highly diluted medicine has measurable effects on the living organism, and potentization should be explained scientifically. The first 2 points are actually done every day. We know, because we are giving the medicines, we are seeing it, and we are proving it in drug proving also. So we are seeing the first 2 things in the daily basis, but the potentization to be explained scientifically, it is a pretty meticulous task, because you all know that after the 3C and all, we will go beyond the molecular level. That's right. We go beyond the molecular level. So to express something beyond the molecular level, we need quantum physics. So quantum physics is not a very developed path in the physics community. If you understand quantum physics, it means that you are not understanding anything. That does quantum physics mean. So we have defined it in the physics. So what he says is that how energy is given to the body. So does anyone know how energy is obtained from the external surface? By eating food, yeah. That is the main thing, by eating food. So the externally available molecules are broken down by our digestive system to get into the energy which is activating our body. So this is also a process of potentization, what he is trying to say. That's it. So this comes under deductive logic, but our homeopathy works under inductive logic. But the deductive logic here means that to understand the homeopathical law, how it works. So we have to go through the deductive logic. So we have to break down the particles to get to the minute particles, and we have to understand the minute particles with physics. Next, the invisible energy that acts on the body is called the vital force, what he says. So what is this invisible energy? It is not invisible. So first of all, we have to understand about energy. So did you see the CSK match that day? Like Dhoni hit the 2 sixes, right? So it was beautiful because he converted his physical energy into kinetic energy so that it is converted. So what is kinetic energy and what is physical energy here? We don't know. So the energy transferring is what we see through the shot which is going into the stance. So it is an action, but this energy is conveying that action. So energy is not seen through eyes, but it is perceivable. I know that you guys will be thinking of, we can see thermal energy through thermal scans, magnetic energy through the iron particles experience, experiment and all, but no, that is just the outward expression of this force, which is acting on this energy is acting. So energy is always perceptible. So this invisible energy is the invisible vital force. So how does it happen? We have to see now. So that's what we say the status of functions. So let us take a simple example of DC motor. You all know the DC motor, right? So DC motor, it works on the principle of electromagnetism. So electricity is passing through the magnetic field so that it creates a motion, electromagnetic force, right? So it is electromagnetism here. See the electricity, that is electrical energy, it is acting on the magnetic plane. Okay, so you can hear it, right? Electrical energy is acting on the magnetic plane, that is a plane which creates a particular motion called electromagnetic force. So what I am saying is that here he explains about electromagnetism and biomagnetism. Similarly, I told you that the body is digesting foods. What it is taking in? It is taking in the ions. Obviously, the all food particles are broken down into ions, and these ions are circulating in our body. So our body becomes the biological plane here, and this is the charge of the ions moving around. So this moving around in the biological plane creates the invisible force, that is vital force. That's it. So you have to understand like this. So the invisible force which is acting on the body is the vital force, which is nothing but an electromagnetic force, a kind of electromagnetic force, but it is like Ken says in this intelligent atomic world, so it works and it knows what to do with our body. So how can we say that it knows what to do with our body? See, when the universe was starting at the time, there were only atoms present, not like atoms, primordial particles, they say, electron, proton, neutron, and that. They came into contact and became an atom, then they progressed into a molecular structure, and they so on. So that becomes a density becomes a planet is. So these planets are circulating in this universe without any problem, right? So nothing is going to collide with each other. It happens, but not in a very regular basis. Nothing is going to collide with each other or anything. So it happens in a precision, and that's a nature's precision. So that is how the body also works with this vital force. It is a nature's precision and rhythm. When this rhythm gets deviated, we get into the disease. So nature's maintained precision and rhythm, and the deviation leads to disease. That's the vital principle coordinates. This force coordinates everything. So next we go into the second chapter, that is energy and atoms. So we all know what atom contains proton, neutrons, electrons, and everything. So we also know the valency. This is chemistry, right? So we know that the valency is present, the outer shell electron is weak, so that it will give out an electron. So to attain the maximum stability. So that is how valency works. So see the number of protons and electrons are equal, then it is a stable object. So any noble gases like argon, neon, krypton, it is a stable gas because it is electrically stable. So the ion emits magnetic field that is other ions and protons. So it is active on itself and active on others. That is how our body works, right? So both we are going to the energy field is active on ourselves and active on others. So the electrons on the shell have predicted amount of energy, and while shifting shells, there is some change in that energy. How we know that? Because there is energy emitted when this electron should see. We have to understand that when we have to understand that in quantum physics there is very less amount of distance traveled because it is quantum, which is quantifiable in a very small amount. So when an electron is moving from its inner orbit to the outer orbit, that is, let's say this is 3.4 electron volts, and this is 36.2 electron volts. That's what we say. So what happens is that the electron existing here will blindly shift to here. Not like we don't see anything moving at all. Like there is a transfer pathway because this is a very small amount of distance travel, but that is it cannot be perceived through the mathematical equation because only things that are quantifiable are represented in the mathematical equation. So this comes here. So we have to understand that this emits energy.